Hi everyone, John Nix here with your daily news fix for August 24, 2014. Don't you hate it when Barack says, "Let me make this perfectly clear"? I know, it gets under my skin too. I won't use those words, but I do want to make a few points. I cover a variety of topics, mostly political in nature. I'm not an expert on any of these topics. I find facts, present an argument of sorts, and insert opinion. The whole reason for this daily news fix is to make you think, hopefully create some discussion, and possibly offer a new perspective on the subject at hand. It's a challenge, but that's the reason I do it, or one of them. On to the topic. I just spent 4 days surf casting. Yes, yesterday we discussed North Carolina House Bill 983, a bill that would prohibit commercial fishermen in North Carolina from taking red drum, spotted sea trout, and striped bass from North Carolina coastal waters, and in turn increase fees for fishing licenses and dredge shallow channels. I'm not a commercial fisherman and took a stance in favor of the commercial fishermen for two distinct reasons. Well, make that three. One, this severely inhibits the commercial fisherman's ability to make a living in an already marginal business. Number two, restaurants and fish markets will now have to import these fish for sale, putting the kibosh on the seafood industry. And number three, if you don't personally fish for these game fish, you will be forced to pay more for a product caught outside state waters, and this limits accessibility to a natural food source, a wild food source, not farm raised. These prohibited species would also be discarded, dead or alive, and that's a real waste. For all these reasons, it appears that the state is meddling where they should not, and personal liberties are at stake. This smells like money, not fish, and I like to follow the money. According to the CCA, Coastal Conservation Association, what this is really about is increasing coastal recreational fishing licenses fees to appropriate funds to support the Marine Fisheries Observer Program and to provide funding for the dredging of shallow draft navigation channels. Now, CCA is in favor of this. They're pushing it. They say commercial fishermen have taken very little income from this species of game fish. Really? Well, if that's the case, then why bother with this new bill? You see a trend yet? They also make the claim that part of this money will go to compensate commercial fishermen for certain losses due to coastal game fish rate designations. So they're going to take it away, but then they're going to compensate them. So where does the money come from? From the license increase, they say. Contrarily, all government has a history of fund mismanagement and reallocation. Even if these funds made their way to subsidize these fishermen, I doubt they would want the money. They just want to do what they do best and were taught by their fathers and their grandfathers and their fathers before that, uninhibited and without bogus and unfounded regulation. Is this too much to ask? Just because Florida and Texas has similar bills doesn't make it right for North Carolina. And finally, growing government for their own sustainability doesn't help the tax-paying citizens at all. It just makes things worse and makes taxes higher. You can visit their website at www.ccanc.org. You can also search for House Bill 983 at the North Carolina General Assembly website and read it through. And I will suggest doing those two things to formulate your own opinion. Thanks for tuning in. Never surrender your rights, never give up, never shut up, and keep getting up. I'm John Nix.